we're all on the beat. Get the guys and the girls in the cartoon goon. Gonna blast off now with the new Team Toon.
The Great Flump has honored us with his presence. Listen to his infallible words.
So Team Toon is this children's television show that's a hybrid between live action and animation. It deals with 4 weird little kids who each have their own distinct personalities. They make some shitty internet video series, and they run around their school fighting monsters or some bullshit. Before I can really tunnel deep into the essence of Team Toon, I need to first explore its intriguing origins. Team Toon was created by this guy named Larry Schwartz. Now, Larry has a pretty hefty history under his belt. He's created a lot of TV shows and a lot of toys and a lot of other bullshit in his life. Apparently, he's a very successful man, which is quite obvious considering the quality that is Team Toon. Larry really squirmed his sweaty self deep into the industry with his founding of the company Rumpus, which just sounds like a website for fat asses. Rumpus made such classics as Gus Guts, Wake Me Willie, and Harry Hairball. So already you can see the genius of Larry Schwartz in this early stage of his career. After a while, I suppose Larry had his fill of toys. He really wanted to impress the children with animation now. No more of this static toy bullshit. No more letting children create stories with his toys. Now he wanted to be in control of the stories. He wanted to make the children see his creations move. He wanted to really wow the little boys and girls. He wanted to show the children his prowess. So then, Larry Schwartz went on to create such classics as Kappa Mikey, Thumb Wrestling Federation, Speed Racer The Next Generation, 3 Delivery, Ellen's Acres, HTDT, Princess Natasha, and many more. So you can already tell Larry Schwartz, he's a connoisseur of making low-budget children's entertainment. And Team Toon is no exception. Now, not only does Larry Schwartz have a very colorful history, but Team Toon has a share of intrigue in its origins. From what I can tell, from the little amount of information Team Toon has sprinkled across the internet, it was intended to be played on Cartoon Network Europe, but for some reason it never aired. I can't imagine why. It's such high-quality entertainment. And it just never aired on television and went straight to Netflix and Kix. And that's where it resides to this day. This strange, obscure gem that Larry Schwartz has gifted upon humanity. Too bad it never saw the light of day on cable television and just lives on Netflix. So now to the show itself, Team Toon. So as discussed before, Team Toon revolves around 4 weird little children scurrying around their school. They each fill a specific niche, so you can clearly tell who they are without having to know their one-dimensional personalities. Think of them kind of as like the bravest warriors, how they each have a distinct look to make them easily identifiable, but without any of the charm. Now first of all, we have Sam. He's the fat kid of the group. He has a lot of gay undertones throughout the show, and interestingly enough, there are no fat or food jokes associated with him. Those are left to Aiko, the black kid of the group. Aiko is the always hungry comic relief type of character, and throughout the entirety of the series, he's the butt of everyone's joke. It appears that that position eventually gets to Aiko, because as the series goes on, he seems to become more jaded, and he appears more and more unhappy about the position that he's in. And then of course there's the obligatory girl character, Ash, who's the tomboy. Yeah, that's her character. And then finally we come to Dylan, the leader of the group, I suppose. He wears a cool leather jacket, and he's always in charge, I guess. He's kind of the leader, like he kind of tells the team what to do, but not all the time. He's very, very quick to anger. Any little minute problem just makes him extremely pissed off. And I'm forgetting the 5th character, Psycho Squirrel, which is the kids' shitty web series that everyone loves in their school. Psycho Squirrel is the ace in the hole for the kids whenever they're in trouble. They can just pull him out of their ass, or the white kid's jacket, and he'll save the day. Psycho Squirrel's voiced by none other than Sean Schemmel, who has done voice work in various other Larry Schwartz shows. You may know him as Goku, or you may know him as the car from Team Toon. He's the nicest character in the show, but all the kids just fucking hate him. For some reason, they just disregard everything he says. He's just abused by the children. So every episode is about the 4 kids trying to solve some bullshit mystery and going around the school fighting badly animated monsters, which turn out to be just people in the school. So I guess it's supposed to be their imagination of fighting these people. It's kind of confusing about what's going on, because sometimes the kids will be fighting a monster, and then once they defeat it, it turns out to just be a lunch lady laying there on the ground covered in food, as if they just threw a bunch of food at her. But the lady isn't annoyed at them or angry or anything. Like, the whole situation just seems to not have happened. They act as if they just walked into the room and found the lunch lady covered in food for some reason. They never explain why, even though they just fought her. I don't know, it's some strange logic these kids have. Alright, so enough sugarcoating this motherfucker. Let's just get right to the big juicy center of this bastard. Just come right out and say it. Team Toon is a piece of shit. But if you know where to look, it can be an incredibly entertaining series. Just the vacant, blank stares of the actors when they have no lines to say. The terrible, stiff animation put atop live-action people. The awkward, shifty eyes of the kids when they're looking around, not knowing what to do in the scene. The shots where not all the people are in position yet when it begins. The bad acting, and the sheer depravity of it all. It sure is a spectacle to behold. So after Larry's long and treacherous journey throughout multiple industries, picking up knowledge from every facet of his life over decades of experience, it has finally culminated into a gem that Larry has forged with his own 2 hands. That great gem is surrounded by a thick, crusty, hardened layer of shit, which is forsaken to the nether regions of Netflix. But if you do happen to run across this tiny gem within an orb of shit, if you decide to crack open that hardened turd encasing the gem, you'll have to get through all the terrible fumes that have been marinating within that turd for years. But once you make it to that tiny little glimmer of a gem, you'll be happy you found it, or you'll just be mildly amused and then move on with your life. But Team Toon lives on in the hearts and minds of Larry Schwartz and all of his whores. Thank you, Larry. Here is it.